Good evening, welcome to Real Time. I'm your host, Catherine Mokler. Last Saturday, pro-lifers from across the UK gathered in central London to attend SPC's conference, which focused on the growing issue of coerced abortion. The event, which was a resounding success, was a day of optimism as delegates engaged with staff and speakers on how they could help secure a future free from abortion and coercion. Speakers included Dr. Greg Pike and Dr. Sharon James, whose wealth of knowledge and decades of expertise exposed to delegates the shocking reality of abortion that pro-abortion apologists have for decades sought to keep from the public. Reflecting on the event's success, Michael Robinson, SPC's Executive Director, stated that it was a wonderful day of pro-life unity and inspiration for SPC staff and delegates alike. The pro-life community has sent messages of solidarity and support to pro-life students at the University of Edinburgh after their event was disrupted by pro-abortion activists. Margaret Akers, SPC's Services Coordinator, was invited by Edinburgh Life Society to speak at the event about the growing issue of coerced abortion in the United Kingdom. The presentation was quickly disrupted by pro-abortion students. The protesters held signs with pro-abortion slogans and halted the presentation, disallowing it from continuing. The abortion activists used megaphones to shout at Mrs. Akers and those in attendance. Leading up to the event, Edinburgh Life Society members had been subject to abusive messages and cyberbullying on Instagram by abortion activists who were displeased that a discussion on coerced abortion was being permitted on university campus. The wider pro-life community has now spoken in defence of the students and their cause, affirming that they play a vital role in securing our pro-life future and deserve our support. The UK government is to double down on its commitment to force its radical abortion regulations on the people of Northern Ireland. SPC has condemned its continuing doubling down on abortion as a shocking abuse of power. In a statement to the House of Commons, the Secretary of State for Northern Ireland, Chris Heaton-Harris, pledged that the London government would make sure appropriate funding is available to enable healthcare professionals to take the necessary steps to ensure that abortion can be implemented. Northern Ireland abortion regulations dating back to March 2020 include abortion for any reason up to 12 weeks of pregnancy, up to 24 weeks on health grounds, and up to full term on grounds of disability, as well as other circumstances. Liam Gibson, SPC's Policy and Legal Officer based in Northern Ireland, has stated that there are serious questions over the legality of Westminster's attempts to push through its radical abortion agenda, and that these questions will be with the Court of Appeal when it hears SPC's challenge to the Secretary of State's attempted power grab. And finally, a bypass abortion clinic in Bournemouth, which was recently found to have dumped aborted baby remains into a shared container, is to be sold. Its announced closure follows the imposition of a buffer zone which prohibits pro-life speech and even the making of the sign of the cross near the clinic. Prior to closing, the bypass clinic on Offer Road had just received a critically low rating from the Care Quality Commission, with the report finding that the aborted baby body parts had been mishandled and surgical abortions had been carried out without the completion of legal documents. Whilst the gross Offer Road facility is to close, it leaves behind a shocking legacy of death. From SPC's newsroom, I'm Catherine and this is Real Time. Thank you for tuning in. See you again next week, same time, same place.